Hi everyone! There's a month left till the BuWizz Gathering, and I thought it would be a perfect timing to showcase the models that I built for that event. So first let's start with the smallest model. This one is built for the unofficial 3-wheeled competition, and the idea behind it is, well, yes, it is totally inspired by the BeamNG vehicle, which you can modify, adding a big tractor tire. And yeah, that was one of the original inspirations. I actually had one of these tires left over from one of the gatherings because I lost another one. So this big tire was laying around. I was like, what if I use it for the rear wheel and the front is just a typical 1:16 scale vehicle, and let's just combine them. And yeah, this is basically what came out. So the front is 15 studs wide, so around 1:16 scale. I'm really proud of the Ackerman steering geometry, which means that this thing can do really sharp turns, as long as you don't go too fast, because then it just flips. Because let's just say a 3-wheeled vehicle is not as stable as a 4-wheeled vehicle. So the front steering controlled by a powered up L motor, as you can see here. You can open the doors, but the doors are basically these curved panels, and inside there is just enough space for 2 seats and a steering yoke, in this case, not a wheel. And if we open this part of the roof, here we can access the BuWizz for charging and for turning it on and off. And yes, the BuWizz is here right behind the seats, and right behind the BuWizz there are the drive motors, 2 BuWizz motors, which are geared down 3 times. So inside the wheel there is 1 to 3 times down gearing, so this thing has enough torque, and I think that is more important than top speed in my case, because it's better to have a controllable car than really fast one that it's hard to control. And yes, the rear motors are driving the rear wheel, and the rear section is also self-supporting, so these 2 rear motors also provide structural stability, so you can literally just hold the entire thing by the motors. So it's a very simple, around 400 part model, and it's basically just built for fun. And yeah, I'm really happy how it turned out. I really like the organic shaping in the front, all the curves, and these transparent panels used as lights. And yeah, I think it came out pretty well for a quick one-day project. Anyway, next we have the mini trophy trucks, and for this I already showed this model in the past, but let's just quickly go over it. So 2 BuWizz motors driving all-wheel drive. The gearing is 2 16-tooth gears here, which are driving the 12-tooth gear, which is driving this large right differential. All-wheel drive, all-wheel independent suspension, and the front suspension has a bit of a different geometry than the rear, because the wheel does actually change the angle a bit, and this way this joint on the outer side of the wheel doesn't have to suffer too much while having to steer and deal with the suspension angle movement. Powered up L motor for the steering, and the BuWizz is in the back, easy to access and to charge. Very bouncy. Next, trolley trucks. So for this year's trolley trucks, the limitation was that we have to use the 81 point something wheels, and this is what I came up with. I really wanted to make it as simple as possible, and to do that I'm basically using 2 BuWizz motors, which are driving 2 parallel shafts, one for each side of the drive, and they are driving 2 12-tooth gears, and then those are driving the portal hubs. So it's a very simple driveline, basically 2 gears and then into the portal hub. So there is nothing to break, nothing to destroy, nothing to slip. It is very simple and foolproof. Then we also have independent suspension on all 4 wheels. So we have around 3 studs of suspension travel. There's of course more negative travel, so positive travel. Anyway, there is more travel down than up, because this way I can increase the ground clearance and basically keep the model from getting stuck on stuff. When it comes to steering, we have steering in the front and in the rear, so it has independent motors for steering the front and the rear wheels. and all the steering racks are doubled. So there are 2 steering racks for the rear steering with 4 links, and same in the front. So 2 steering racks and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 solid links, which means that this steering system is very reliable. Even if I lose one of the links or the entire steering rack, the model should still be able to be controlled. So in short, all-wheel steering, all-wheel drive, and independent left and right wheel drive, so we can also skid steer. Of course, the models also needed a fake engine, so for each side I'm having here an inline 2 engine, which is driven by a couple of gears from the motors. And of course we needed a working steering, so when I steer the front wheels, you can see that the steering wheel also steers because it is connected to the front steering motor via a few gears. So this is it. Simple, light. Oh, and there is one more extra feature. I had some space here between the panels, and you can actually use it to pull out a winch, and it has this clicking mechanism which makes it so basically it's a one-way racket, so you cannot pull it out by force until you press the green rod here. So that's just a little extra. So in the front I use the space to put in the winch, and in the rear I put the exhaust here between these plates. It's basically symmetrical front and rear. The BuWizz is placed in the front because I want to have more weight in the front and the rear, because that is much better when you're climbing uphill, since the weight shifts rear. And it is very stable, low center of gravity, and it's very stiff and basically indestructible. You can grab it by the wheel, grab it by the roof, even by the engines. You see, it's very light, very strong, and I hope it will do good. And finally, the biggest model, since this year we are combining the buggies and unlimited into one category, so, or should I say that the models have to be the same. And this time I decided to try build a model without a gearbox or anything. So this is a bit different than what I usually do, but even if it doesn't work well, it's a good learning experience. So basically, I wanted to have this to have as low as possible center of gravity as possible. So all the motors are placed horizontally, 2 motors in the rear, 2 in the front. These motors drive a couple of gears, so only 3 gears, directly to the ungeared hubs. I decided to use ungeared hubs because I think they might be more efficient than gearing up and then going to the geared hubs. That was my idea, but we'll see how it works in practice. So in total I'm using 1, 2, 3 gears, and then 2 CV joints, and then going to the wheel itself. So I'm using 12 tooth gear, 20 tooth gear, and a 28 tooth gear. So it's 20 to 28, so around 2.25 I think, the down gearing from the slow output. Now I'm also using the fast output, and basically the 2 fast outputs are between the front pair of motors and the rear pair of motors are connected together, which means that this model has all-wheel drive without differentials. So even if I spin one wheel, all other wheels spin. So it's all-wheel drive, no differentials, no gearboxes. I decided to skip the differentials and to connect the front and the rear wheel drives together, because this also has to be capable of crawling, and when you're crawling up a hill, the front wheels usually are just spinning while the rear wheels are lacking power, and by connecting them together, all 4 motors can contribute to all the wheels. When it comes to suspension, I'm using these very large shock absorbers that were introduced with the Ferrari Daytona, I think. So they are like the really strong 9-stud long shock absorbers, and they give this model over 6 centimeters of suspension travel. So this might be one of the most one of the highest suspension travels I ever put in a model, especially with independent suspension type. So you can see that in the rear the wheels actually go way over the spoiler, they basically go to the roof line. So it has a lot of suspension, which also might be slightly concerning when it comes to CV joints, because CV joints have to deal with quite a high angle of transmitting power. So that might be an issue, we will see. But I think these CV joints are gonna get quite worn down, so that might be a weak point. But, well, you never learn until you build something different and new. In the front, I'm using 2 steering racks. As you can see, they are at a slight angle. So I'm using 9 studded steering racks, but the suspension arms are 10 stud long. And I use this technique intentionally to have the steering a bit pre-tensioned, so there is less slack in the steering system. So by having the suspension arms a bit longer and the steering rods a bit shorter, it pulls all the slack together. So it is pulling the wheels together slightly, and thereby I have much less slack in the steering. The steering rack, the steering rack in the front and in the rear, they are both motorized. So there are 2 steering racks, both sharing the same axle for the steering, and they are both steered by a powered up L motor, which is hidden here in the front. And there is a small gear, slight gearing up, so when you steer, the steering wheel also steers. Now that wasn't a requirement, but I had space left and I was like, if I can do it, why not do it? And when it comes to interior, I'm using this medium-sized steering wheel, and the seat, the driver's seat, there is a single seat. I decided to use the blue color because it's a nice contrast to the orange frames. And the seat is basically placed very low, slightly backwards. And on each side of the seat there is a BuWizz 3.0, and these 2 BuWizz 3.0s are used basically to drive the model, and they are very easy to access, to charge and to turn on. And the most importantly, they are placed very low. So you can see the entire model is very low. The only high points are the suspension mounts and the roof. And I'm using these newish parts introduced in the P1, and they are really great to use as this organic shape with a diagonal. So this gives the model a bit of more of a slim outline. So 1400, I think, grams, so it is very light for its size. All-wheel drive, front wheel steering, lots of suspension travel, and while I did test it, I think other competitors, especially Alex, have better models, but we will see. It's not just about the model itself, it's also about how you drive it. So these are my models, and of course I'm gonna show you a bit of footage of how they run, and we'll see how they work at the gathering. And as usual, after the gathering, hopefully I will find enough time to make a quick recap of the gathering itself, and of course of the models, of how well they performed. So enough talking, enjoy the footage of the models. Thank you, and see you later. Bye bye.